Hello, everyone. We are the company Cool Place to Work. We are Team 16, and we're going to talk today about doing an assessment on the work environment on IBM. Basically, work on the database and human resources from IBM to figure out which variables drive the satisfaction from employees, how the salaries range for each of the employees. So what we're going to be looking at today are four things. First is understanding the satisfaction. What drives the satisfaction of the employees of IBM? The second thing that we're going to be looking at based on this satisfaction is how are the salaries ranged based on the different profiles for IBM? And based on those profiles and a set of relevant variables that we have decided, then we're going to start scoring each of the employees. We're going to see if the employees have high or low score. And finally, we're going to bring everything together in a compensation model.
So we run two regression first. The first one is a linear regression. So we run the X variable at monthly income, environment certification, training time last year, years since last promotion, and years with current manager. And output variable, the left-hand side variable is job certification. And we got a coefficient of 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and an intercept of 2.77. The R-square is basically 0. It's not 0, but it's super small. So this model is basically trash. So the second model we run is logistic regression. So basically we use the input variable as job certification and the output variable as binary overtime. So 1 means that you're overtime and 0 means you're not. And we get a result of like the EOC hours is about 0.5. So it's higher than 0.5. So it means the model is fine, but almost trash. And the feature-wise is positive, but super small. It means like you increase the job certification, you are more likely to work overtime. Now I'm hand to for the salary analysis.
All right, now that we have a better understanding of how the job satisfaction works, we had to understand better the salary. Unfortunately, in the database, we have 3 different sources of salary, which are monthly income, daily rate, and monthly rate. After running a series of algorithms, we decided that the monthly income was our primary variable. So we ran them again, but only using monthly income as our only variable. After doing this, we created a random decision tree and a forest to better understand how the monthly rate affects different IBM employees and what is the way that IBM actually switches all those salaries around.
Thank you, Pablo, for that. Now we're going to see how we scored the employees. So basically we have on the left hand, the current variables, and on the right hand, the influence variables, the ones that we wanted to explain. And we have some default attributes that came with the database. The idea is that we focus on monthly income and rate monthly if the employee is having a high or low monthly income. And then we included the following variables: binary career. Binary career takes together education, field, and department. If what you studied in undergrad is pretty much aligned with the department that we were working on right now, then it should add some score. Binary distance from home. The further you live from the company, that means it's more transportation cost for IBM. So it's gonna add less score. Binary overtime, stock options. Since stocks are a form of payment, then the more stocks you have, it's gonna add less score. Total working years, binary training last year, and binary total years at company. And then we're gonna come up with a compensation rate. So how we did this was, we can see an example here of binary career. Binary career is, for example, a nested if, where we have if the education field is human resources and if the department is human resources, then it's gonna add a score. If it's not, then it doesn't. Also, if it's, for example, if it's life sciences and it's research and development, then it's gonna add score. If it's technical and it's research and development, it's gonna add score. Right? So they have to be pretty much aligned. And the second thing we did was, for example, in distance from home, we set ranges with the AND function. So we decided if the employee is from 20 to 30 miles, it adds 0. If it's from 14 to 20, then it adds 1, and so on. What we end up with is these JSON objects of 19 fields where we add all of these variables to come up with a definite score for the employee.
Thank you, Fabian. Just going a little bit deeper into what my teammates just explained. So we're right now merging the two models, the salary range we found earlier, and now the scoring model Fabian just explained. And once we merge, we realize that there are employees that are getting overpaid, and there are also employees that are getting underpaid. So as you can see, the minimum score is 8 and the maximum score is 33. So the median would be 20.5 on the first branch. So that means that if a person has a score higher than 20.5, he should be making more than 2,800 monthly income. And the same happens when you go lower. So the second median would be 14.25, which is the result of the average of 8 and 20.5. So if an employee has more than 14.25 on a score, he should be making more than 42,444.5 monthly, and so on. So this model is going to help us figure out how much a single employee should be making regarding the score we found on them. Okay, so if we go to this slide, we have compared two employees which both have lower than or equal than 8. As we said before, 8 is the lower score. So we can see one employee is getting 1,555 on one side, and the other one is getting only 1,118. We can see that both have score of 8. So for example, the second one, the one that has 1,118, he's very close to the range. He's getting paid a little bit too much, but he's very close to the minimum range. And on the other side, the first one, he's getting paid way too much. According to our model, our assumptions and the model we build on, this employee should be being paid less than he is right now. Thank you very much. I thought I wish that insights are very helpful, and I wish to see you guys later.